stream about how to develop your writing skill. Before we start, I would like to ask you a few questions. Have you ever had a low because your friend always gets high marks and you get low marks on the question of writing? Have you ever exerted a great effort trying to memorize sentences to write in the introduction of your writing and your teacher just wrote NA for not appropriate, which means not suitable? Have you ever? If so, this live streaming is for you. But how to start? Because we mainly focus these days on grade 12 students, and grade 11 and grade 10, of course, can also benefit from this video streaming. I will focus today on the introduction of an informative writing. But you may ask yourself, what is an informative writing? An informative writing describes something real, such as a person, an animal, a place, a city, maybe an event, for example. So today we will focus on a very strong start for this kind of writing. How can you start? I will guide you step by step on, excuse me, I will guide you step by step on how to write a very good introduction. And you have to, I'm sorry, and you have to understand that a very good introduction is greatly important. Why is it important? Because it can impress your teacher. It can create a good impression for your teacher. Just a moment, please. I will forward the link to some people. Just a minute, please. So we'll go to YouTube. Just a minute, please. I will be with you. I'm just trying to share this. Okay, thank you for being patient. So now, an informative piece of writing may ask you to write about the city where you live, or the village where you were born, or to ask you about the different kinds of shopping in Oman, or the benefits of working in a team. I will give you some examples later. Is above and lowest part is down. This is called an inverted triangle technique. So what do you mean? We mean that we start with a hook. Finally, we put a plan, step by step. So so we have 4 parts: hook, general, specific, plan. Again, hook, general, specific, plan. If you notice, a hook is a very big thing and a plan is a very specific thing. So it's called an. So what is a rhetorical question? It's a question that raises an idea for discussion, but you don't expect the teacher to give you an answer. For example, if you are writing about a city, you can say, impressed you greatly, come with me to Seeb Beach, and so on. This is an example. Another example, giving money to friends is a good thing. So you can start like this. If friends don't support each other in time of need, what are friends for? So this last question, what are friends for, is a rhetorical question, because you are not waiting for an answer from your writer, from your teacher, but you want to raise an idea for discussion that friends should. For the word here, I will give an example. You can say, here in my village, in the early morning, you hear no ocean water. For example, taste, you can say, I have never tasted a meal better than the one my father bought me when I was so and so and so. All these are words which create strong quotation. So if you memorize some good quotations, you can say them. If you can translate a good saying from Prophet Muhammad into English, it's better to use it. For example, I will give you one now. It's Ali ibn Abi Talib, my father, who has always said, families are forever, but friends are for a short time. Or you can also say, it's my science teacher who has always said, we can keep fit only if we sleep well, eat well, and exercise well, for example. No one will ever be coming to check behind you to see if your teacher had already said this or not. No one is coming to check. But it would be a good idea to use this technique. So it was a quotation or a saying. You can start, if you have read some researches, you can start with this sentence: research has proved that. Or you can start also saying, ROP statistics have proven that. And you can use the word you in the introduction. You can say, you all know, or we all know, and you start your sentence. Okay? You can start with this, MOH, which means Ministry of Health records. MOH records show that COVID-19 victims are decreasing day after day, for example. Studies have proved that. Studies have proved that. You can also say studies have shown that. You can say, of course, studies have revealed that. Another word, revealed that. Okay? So what have we taken now is just the first sentence, which was the hook of our writing. And I said, you know, and you are all good, and you understand it. It's very important to impress your teacher using a good or a strong hook at the beginning. After that, you have to write 2 general sentences about your topic. And then you move on to write 2 specific sentences about your topic. And finally, you have to write out how to be a good Omani citizen. Okay? In the informative writing, it was, I think, first session, semester 2, first session. So how can you design a good sentence to be used as a plan at the end of your introduction? The benefits of working in a team. And that was the test of the year, I think, 2017, 2018, semester 2, first session. Okay? And you can also say, this essay explains how Omanis welcome guests to their homes. And I think that was in 2016, I think. Okay. Another good example. If you are asked to write about the place where this essay describes the beautiful city of Muscat or of Salalah. If it is about shopping, you can say, this essay gives information about the unique experience of shopping in Oman. So again, to wrap up what we have just said, it's very important. It's very important for you to have a very strong beginning for your writing. Your introduction is greatly important for you to get a high mark. You have to spend some time developing your introductions, okay? And there are four main parts of your introduction. The first one is what? Introduction to write, because maybe a few words of it are suitable for the topic you will see in your test, and mostly the other words are not suitable for it. And teachers are very clever to know that this is a memorized one, and if it's not suitable for the topic, you will be given nothing for your rating, or even two at most. So عندنا دروس هنشوف. أنا قلت